Ready? So what are you announcing today?
Today is the culmination of a couple of years of getting to know M Booth in reality. A couple of years ago, we really started to look at saying, okay, we've brought Lexus into the Next 15 group and have kind of effectively made this statement, which is that we're more than just a technology group, that we want to become a group that really services the most important audiences in the world. And Lexus gave us that capability in Europe, but it became very clear that, and we've been long believers that, if you're really serious about a market, you should not just tackle it in one geography. You should take it as global as possible. And that's really what we're announcing today, is that by doing this deal with M Booth, we're now taking the next step on our journey towards building a global consumer agency for the group.
And so why is this happening? Why are you doing this deal?
Well, as I just said, I mean, it's a case of us believing in, a number of things. One is that, the communications industry, has certain very important drivers around it. One is the ability to be able to communicate across geographies. It used to be that people thought of geographies as the only domain. Now they're really starting to think of audiences. So a youth audience is actually got very similar challenges, whether it's in the UK or in the US or into Asia or into South America. And so our ability to be able to work with brands who are global brands, but be able to service them in multiple geographies, is not really necessarily a pure geography thing. It's actually an audience-driven thing. It's a case of being able to say, we can reach that 18-year-old who, likes a particular set of music artists, who's interested in certain types of travel, is interested in certain types of products. Our ability to be able to work that way is very valuable to us. How that then translates beyond that is a case of saying that, communications is also shifting in the way that it's conducted. We're now in an area where, public relations had drifted to being a service which was really media relations to a large extent in many cases. And with the advent of social media, that's really driven things back towards a proper public relations domain. And that's actually an area where consumer has naturally been very strong, but we're also very strong because of our heritage in technology, which adopted a lot and created a lot of the social media tools. So I see this as a great next step for us as a group, but I also see it as something that also will benefit M Booth.
And why now?
Why now? You do things at times that are sometimes disconnected to economic cycles, and in one case you could say this is disconnected. As I say, we started this 2 years ago when the economy was in a very different place. But in all reality, if it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to do, whether the economy is good or bad. And from our perspective, I think we're, regardless of the economy, we're very excited. But I think the other thing is, as I've just been talking about in terms of the change towards digital and social media, that change is moving at a very dramatic pace. And I see benefits from the consumer skills that M Booth brings to the table and benefits from ours. The marriage of ours would be good at any particular time, in my view. So I'm excited about it.
And what do you hope to ultimately achieve?
This is not the end game. This isn't a case of us saying, right, we now developed this business in Europe and now we have a footprint in the US. We're done. We can go sit on a beach and enjoy ourselves for a while. It's a case of us saying, we are believers in global. If you look at our history, our whole history has been that, we've said that this is the way that communications is going, and therefore, that's the path that we will follow. And so this really is the next step in that evolution, but it's only a step. There will be more. We will inevitably at some point have to look to Asia, and we will have to look to South America and other parts of Europe.
And what benefits does this bring to M Booth and Associates?
Well, I think it gives us a great global stage in which to experience and spread our wings and work with a great company like Next 15 and also partner so closely with Lexus, I think together we'll be able to build a great global consumer brand. And we have great brands to begin with, and to be able to offer those brands, you know, the extra strength of Next 15 and Lexus is just terrific.
And why now for M. Booth?
Well, never waste a good recession. I think that we're coming out of this recession very, very strong, and I think with Next 15 we'll be even stronger, that we'll be able to use their resources. I also think that for our people who are looking to grow their skills and their strengths, that Next 15 and Lexus gives them a great opportunity to, you know, experience working in a global setting, which is so important.
And what benefits does this bring to Next 15?
I think it brings huge benefits. You know, as Margi said, we both work with some pretty significant global brands, and the ability, you know, for us to extend the products that we offer to those businesses, I think is fantastic. You know, I'm constantly amazed by how our businesses that we already have work together to either extend the way that we work within a specific geography, or to extend, you know, just the nature of the service that is offered to them. And, you know, from my perspective, that, you know, that only gets richer with a situation like this. You know, we're bringing, you know, 60 plus people with a whole bunch of skills and experience that we don't have into the fold, which is fantastic for us. You know, I think also, you know, hopefully it also gives us an opportunity to, you know, give people some different career paths that we wouldn't have had if we hadn't have been doing this, and hopefully vice versa.
I also think that it brings to our clients some deeper and richer digital capabilities that are so important now. And in addition, it also offers them research, access to absolutely fabulous research, you know, the companies that Next 15 owns in that space. And so I know that the clients we've already talked to about this are very, very excited about the union.